This is that doorway pec stretch with your arm at 90 degrees. So you're gonna rotate away, feel a good stretch in the front there, holding that for 30 seconds. Then you're gonna bring your arm up to 120 degrees, 120 degrees being that. You're gonna rotate this way. If you feel pretty good stretch there in that pec area, holding for about 30 seconds. Then you're gonna bring your arms down to about 60 degrees, rotating open and away, holding that for about 30 seconds. And then you can do a repeat of whichever level you felt the best stretch at for 30 seconds. This is that bicep stretch. Put your arm up on a wall or a post of some sort. You're just gonna rotate and turn away. Just kind of feel a little bit of a stretch in through here. If you don't feel as much, you can open that chest up a little bit and turn. You'll feel less of a stretch if you're internally rotated like this with the shoulder. You need that shoulder open to get a pretty decent stretch in through that area. You're gonna hold that for about 30 seconds. Do that about 3 times. This is that golf club internal rotation stretch. It's club back over your head like this. You're gonna grab with that arm, and you're going to be pulling upwards into internal rotation, kind of pulling that arm up your back as far as you kind of can. And if you can see my arm here, it's not rolled in like this. It's not pulled way back. It's just a little bit more open than it is closed, okay? Just gonna kind of hold it in that neutral position, opening that shoulder up a little bit, holding it for about 30 seconds. Go ahead and relax. Do it about 3 times, and then you can actually do this on both sides. This is a sleeper stretch. So what you're going to do is you're gonna lay with your arm 90 degrees to your body. You're gonna stack yourself on top of yourself. So I don't want you laid back, rolled back this way, because then you can get down really easily. I don't want you super closed off, because then it does nothing. I want you just stacked vertically on top of yourself, laying sideways. And you're gonna take this hand, and you're just going to push that arm down. So you were kind of stuck around this position here. Goal would be about 70 degrees of internal rotation. You'll feel some tightness right here on the outside. So I want you to kind of hold it there. Don't push super hard, but allow yourself to kind of relax and sink into that stretch. Holding for about 30 seconds. Relax. Then you're gonna go down even further. So the goal should try to be to get to about 70 degrees of internal rotation. This is a banded pull apart. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a band. You're gonna get a decent amount of tension on there. What I want you to be doing is squeezing your shoulder blades and kind of working the back here. So you're gonna pull apart, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and release it. If you notice, I'm not pulling apart and straightening my arms so much. It's not a tricep exercise. It's a back exercise. So your arms are slightly bent, really squeezing and just pulling the band across the chest. You're gonna do about 12 to 15 reps of this, 2 to 3 times. This is an eccentric bicep curl. What you're gonna do is you're gonna find something that can support the back of your arm. Have it curled up. You're gonna slowly lower the arm down for about 8 seconds. You're gonna reach, pull it up with the other arm, slowly lower it down for about 5 seconds. Reach down, 8 seconds. Pull it back up, slowly lowering down for about 8 seconds. And you'll repeat this about 10 to 12 times, and you'll do about 2 to 3 sets. So this one's that like external rotation banded isometric exercise. So what you're gonna do is hold one of these bands, you wrap it around your hands however you kind of want to make it secure. Elbows are gonna be pinned into your sides. You're gonna be pulling the band apart to just as wide as your shoulders are. Then you're going to lift the arms up so the elbows are at 90 degrees, the shoulders are at 90 degrees. If you can kind of see, my elbows aren't flaring out. Keep them here, pulling the band apart, maintaining that. You're gonna hold that for about 20 seconds. Elbows at 90, shoulders at 90. Once you finish 20 seconds, lower back down, and then relax. Wait about another 20 seconds or so, then you're gonna go back into it, elbows pinned, pulling apart, palms facing each other, so I don't want palms down, palms facing each other. You're gonna lift up, shoulders at 90, elbows at 90 degrees. Looking ahead, you should feel a good burn outside the shoulders, elbows not flaring. Once 20 seconds is finished, come back down and relax. So this is an exercise to work your low trap. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find a wall. Wall is the easiest kind of way to learn it. And what I'm working on is elevation and depression of those shoulder blade muscles. If you notice, my elbows aren't really bending We're straightening, they're kind of staying the same. My shoulders are going up and down. So, arm is gonna be on the wall. What you're gonna do first is you're gonna do lowering that shoulder blade down. So it's like shoulder blade depression. This muscle up here shouldn't be active, it should be nice and soft. Elbow's gonna be nice and straight. Then what you're gonna do from here is you're gonna do a lift off, squeezing that shoulder blade in, bring it back up, and let the arm relax. You're gonna pull that shoulder blade down, lift off, squeeze that shoulder blade back, hold it for about a second or two, bring it back to the wall, and let it come up.